Welcome to the channel where we hunt for life-changing treasures hidden in plain sight, starting with the legendary United States quarter dollar from the 50-state quarters program. This specific Philadelphia-minted pioneer launched a new era of American currency, turning every pocket into a potential goldmine of rare minting anomalies and historical firsts. Today, we're diving deep into the microscopic details that separate an ordinary 25-cent piece from a high-value collector's dream. Get ready to transform the way you look at your change as we reveal the secrets behind these iconic early. The USA 2015 Silver Kisatchie National Forest Quarter is more than just a piece of currency. It is a masterpiece of modern numismatics that captures the wild, untamed spirit of Louisiana's only national forest. Struck as part of the America the Beautiful series, this specific silver edition stands apart from the millions of copper-nickel versions that saturate daily commerce. While the common quarters were minted for the masses, the silver specimens were crafted with a 90% silver composition, giving them a brilliant, liquid-like luster and a distinct, high-pitched ring when handled. The reverse design, featuring a wild turkey in mid-flight over the bluestem grass and longleaf pines, becomes a shimmering landscape in this precious metal format. Collectors are drawn not just to the bullion value, but to the historical narrative of a forest established in 1930, now immortalized in a coin that feels significantly heavier and more substantial in the palm of your hand than any pocket change. The rarity of the Kisatchie quarter is amplified by its specific minting context, particularly the limited production runs at the San Francisco Mint. While the Philadelphia and Denver mints pumped out hundreds of millions of clad coins, the silver proofs were produced in far smaller numbers, intended for sets and serious collectors. The visual appearance is striking, characterized by deep, mirrored fields and frosted devices that create a dramatic, cameo effect. In the world of high-stakes collecting, the difference between a common silver proof and a legendary rarity often comes down to the microscopic level. Minting anomalies, such as a slight misalignment of the dies or a faint doubling in the E pluribus unum inscription, can transform a standard silver piece into a historical artifact that defies the expectations of the open market, turning a routine search through a collection into a heart-pounding hunt for a hidden fortune. As we look closer at the potential market for these coins, the financial landscape begins to resemble a storytelling ladder, where each rung represents a new level of life-changing value. Imagine finding a specimen with a minor strike variation or a subtle planchet flaw. Such pieces have the potential to fetch anywhere from $2,500 to $7,500 among niche variety collectors. This isn't just a hobby at this point, it's the price of a high-end vacation or a significant upgrade to your lifestyle. When the anomalies become more notable, such as a crisp double die strike that is visible to the naked eye, the price can climb swiftly toward $9,000. These are the coins that stop auctions in their tracks, representing a sudden windfall that most people only dream of discovering in an old family heirloom or a forgotten safe deposit box. The climb toward the peak of the value ladder reveals truly staggering possibilities for those who possess the sharpest eyes. A Kisatchie silver quarter graded at the absolute pinnacle of perfection, MS-70 or PR-70, can easily command $10,000, but the real intrigue lies in the unusual mint anomalies that shouldn't exist. We are talking about coins struck on the wrong planchets or featuring dramatic off-center strikes that can soar to $25,000. To put that in perspective, that is a down payment on a home found in the palm of your hand. Rare collector pieces with unique tunning or historical provenance often settle around the $12,000 mark, while exceptionally preserved coins that remain in original government packaging can reach $15,000. These figures are illustrative of the feverish demand for top-pop specimens that represent the very best of the mint's output for that year. In the rarest of circumstances, the value of a Kisatchie quarter can reach heights that feel almost mythical, rivaling a once-in-a-lifetime lottery win. For an unusual find that captures the imagination of the entire numismatic community, perhaps a silver proof that was accidentally struck with business dies, strong collector demand can push prices to $65,000. At the very top of the spectrum, extraordinary or historically significant examples, such as a documented trial strike or a unique transitional error, have been known to command up to $80,000. While these amounts are never guaranteed and depend entirely on the whims of the auction floor, they represent the emotional gravity of the hunt. This is the difference between a simple coin and a financial legacy that can be passed down through generations. To join the ranks of those who find these treasures, you must adopt the mindset of a forensic investigator. Responsible examination starts with the most basic physical properties, the weight and the edge. A genuine 2015 silver quarter should weigh approximately 6.25 grams, which is notably heavier than the 5.67 grams of a standard clad quarter. Look closely at the reeded edge. If you see a solid silver line without the telltale copper stripe of a sandwich coin, you are on the right track. The metal color should be a bright, consistent white silver, lacking the duller, grayer tone of nickel. You must also inspect the strike alignment and rim shape. A perfectly centered, sharp rim is a hallmark of the high-quality strikes that collectors crave, while any tilting or unevenness could signal a valuable error. Beyond the physical dimensions, you must search for the doubled die effect, specifically in the lettering and the intricate feathers of the turkey. Use a jeweler's loupe to look for a shelving or a clear second image in the words United States of America. However, you must be wary of machine doubling, which is a common manufacturing fluke that adds no value. True double dies are created during the hubbing process and are part of the coin's actual DNA. Because the stakes are so high, professional authentication by a service like PCGS or NGC is non-negotiable. Only a certified grade can turn a maybe into a 5-figure check, providing the security and confidence needed to navigate the high-end collector market without falling victim to counterfeits or overhyped claims. As you sit back and look at your own collection, remember that the most valuable coins in the world often spend years masquerading as ordinary change. The Kisatchie silver quarter is a prime example of how a modern design can hide a secret worth more than a luxury car or a house. Somewhere out there, one of these extraordinary errors is sitting in a jar, a drawer, or a plastic flip, waiting for someone with the knowledge to recognize its true worth. The question is no longer if these rarities exist, but rather who will be the next person to uncover one. But as incredible as the Kisatchie story is, it is nothing compared to the mystery of the next coin we are about to reveal, a piece so rare that even the most seasoned experts thought it was a myth until it surfaced last month. The 1999 United States quarter dollar from the 50-state quarters program with the P Mint mark represents a seismic shift in American numismatic history, marking the dawn of the most successful coin program ever conceived. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint during the very first year of the decade-long series, these coins were the pioneers of a new era, replacing the steady, decades-old eagle reverse with rotating tributes to the individual states. While hundreds of millions were struck to keep up with the national frenzy of collecting, the 1999 P quarters hold a special, first-year-of-issue allure, particularly for the 5 states released that year: Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. The visual appearance of these early strikes is often characterized by a sharp, crisp relief that reflects the mint's initial excitement. But beneath that polished surface lies a chaotic minting context, where high-volume production led to some of the most sought-after errors in the modern hobby. The rarity of certain 1999 P quarters is not found in their mintage numbers, but in the mechanical failures that occurred during the frantic rollout of the new designs. Collectors obsess over the spitting horse variety from Delaware, where a die crack creates a raised line extending from the horse's mouth, but even more elusive are the Georgia quarters struck on experimental alloy planchets. These rare pieces exhibit a distinct greenish-gold hue, a leftover from the mint's testing of the Sacagawea dollar composition. These aren't just coins, they are snapshots of a transitional moment in metal science. Finding one of these hidden in a jar of pocket change is akin to discovering a secret passage in a house you've lived in for years. The visual cues are subtle, but for the trained eye, the difference in metal color and strike depth can signal a discovery that defies the standard face value of 25 cents. As we move into the value discussion, it becomes clear that the market for these 1999 P errors functions like a storytelling ladder, where every minor deviation adds a new layer of intrigue and financial potential. A minor variation, such as a localized die crack or a faint broadstrike where the coin was hit without its retaining collar, can command between $2,500 and $7,500 depending on the state and the visibility of the error. For many, this is a sudden windfall, the kind of money that covers an unexpected repair or a dream vacation. As the anomalies become more notable, such as a clearly defined doubled die on the obverse lettering or a significant off-center strike that cuts into the design, the price can easily surge to $9,000. These are the pieces that make hearts race at local coin shows, representing a tangible victory for the persistent hunter. The stakes climb even higher when we look at high-grade coins that have survived the last quarter century in near-perfect condition. A 1999p quarter that achieves an MS68 or higher from a top-tier grading service can reach a valuation of $10,000 as collectors scramble to own the highest-rated pop for their registry sets. However, the true shockwaves are sent through the community by unusual mint anomalies, like a Connecticut quarter struck on a nickel planchet or a Georgia quarter on a gold-colored experimental disc, which can soar to $25,000. This is the level of a down payment on a home, all contained within a circular piece of metal less than an inch wide. It is a staggering reality that turns a mundane trip to the bank into a high-stakes treasure hunt, where the potential for a life-altering find is always just one roll of coins away. Rare collector pieces that carry specific historical significance or unique provenance often settle into a value range of $12,000, while exceptionally preserved or uncommon coins with vibrant tunning can reach $15,000. Tunning occurs when the metal reacts with the environment over decades, creating a rainbow-like sheen that is unique to that specific coin. When you find an unusual find that captures a major error, such as a mule, where the obverse and reverse were struck using dies from two different programs, strong collector demand can drive the price to a jaw-dropping $65,000. At the very peak of the ladder, extraordinary or historically significant examples, like a documented mint specimen from the first day of production in a flawless state, can command up to $80,000. While these amounts are illustrative and never guaranteed, they represent the peak of what is possible when history and rarity collide. Guiding yourself toward a responsible examination is the only way to separate a true treasure from a damaged curiosity. You must begin by analyzing the weight. A standard 1999p clad quarter should weigh exactly 5.67 grams. If you find a coin that is significantly lighter or heavier, you may have a wrong planchet error on your hands. Look closely at the metal color under a bright, natural light source. Look for that strange golden-green tint of the experimental alloys or the pure silver edge of a proof that might have accidentally slipped into circulation. Examine the strike alignment. A genuine error will have a crisp, sharp rim that is consistently thick or dramatically shifted, whereas a coin that has simply been run over or hammered will show signs of metal smearing rather than a clean, intended strike. The most critical detail to hunt for is letter doubling, which must be distinguished from common machine doubling. In a true doubled die, you will see a clear separation of the serifs on letters like L in Liberty or the numbers in the date, creating a rounded, distinct second image rather than a flat, shelf-like appearance. You should also inspect the rim shape. Any cud or raised blob of metal attached to the rim indicates a major die break that can significantly boost value. Because the values we are discussing are so high, professional authentication is your only shield against the heartbreak of a counterfeit or a damaged coin. Sending your find to a reputable service ensures that its weight, metal composition, and error status are verified by experts, turning your discovery into a certified asset. The reality of the 1999p state quarter is that while most are worth exactly 25 cents, the ones that aren't are hiding in plain sight, waiting for a collector with enough patience to look twice. Every time you receive change at a grocery store or crack open a piggy bank, you are potentially holding a piece of metal that could pay off a debt or change your family's financial future. Rare treasures truly do hide in everyday places, masquerading as the mundane until the light hits them just right. But as incredible as the 1999 Philadelphia story is, it is only the beginning of what the mint has hidden from the public eye. There is another coin, minted just a few years later, that carries a secret so bizarre it was initially dismissed as a forgery, until the first one sold for more than most people make in a year.